Okay. Yes. Okay.
Showing that it's recording.
Only host can share. Yes, yes, you have to make me host. You have to make me host. Recording. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Now it's
Okay. Okay. So yesterday in the previous class, we did the different type of nitrogen bases, purine and pyrimidine, their structure we did. Okay. Today we need to find the sugar because there are two types of sugar. One is the deoxyribose sugar. One is the deoxyribose sugar, which is used in case of the DNA. And one is the ribose sugar, which is used in case of RNA. These are the two types of sugar. Let's see what are these sugar. What is the structure of this sugar? Okay. See, I'm making one pentagonal ring. I'm making one pentagonal ring, and this is the position of first position, second position, third position, fourth position, and there will be an CH2OH group, which is considered to be the fifth carbon. So one thing is common, whether it is ribose or deoxyribose, it will be one pentose sugar. Both the deoxyribose and ribose would be an pentose sugar. Pentose sugar, why? Because it has 5 carbons in it. Next, see, we have to focus on this position, on the second position, on the second carbon position. Why? Because, see, I'm writing here HH, and I will make one more diagram. I will make one more diagram where in the same position, I will write HOH. Rest of the thing are same. So you can see in this diagram, one oxygen is less. One oxygen kam hota hai. And that is why this sugar is known as the deoxyribose sugar. Whereas this sugar is known as the ribose sugar. So both in this DNA and RNA, pentose sugar is used. Only difference is in the second position of the carbon, because in the second position of the carbon, deoxyribose sugar may one oxygen is less, whereas in ribose sugar, there is one hydroxyl group is present. These are the basic difference in the sugar molecule used in DNA and RNA. Now we will see how this DNA and RNA are formed, because these are the components. These are the components of DNA and RNA. And now we will see how these components will join with each other. First thing, देखो, this is a stepwise joining. Okay, we find there are 3 components. One is the nitrogen base, one is the sugar, and one is the phosphate molecule. So this is a stepwise joining. We should know first, in the first step, nitrogen base and sugar will be joined. This is the step 1. This is step 1. In the step 2, phosphate group remains attached with this unit. Nitrogen plus sugar ke jo unit hai, to this the phosphate group will join, and this is the step 2. So when the nitrogen base will be joined with the sugar molecule, it will make nucleoside. It will make nucleoside. Okay. When the nitrogen base and sugar is joined, and to this one phosphate molecule come and added, they will form the nucleotide. So in nucleotide mein, there are three things. In nucleoside, there are two things are present. Okay. Now see, so nucleotide at the unit, because after that हम देखेंगे कि एक एक करके nucleotide join होने के बाद एक DNA के एक strand या RNA के एक strand बनते हैं. First we will see how the nucleosides are formed. How the nucleosides are formed. Okay. Again, we have to make the structure. Okay. This is the first carbon. And this will be the fifth carbon. Okay. And to this first carbon, nitrogen base will come and add it. Nitrogen base will join with this first carbon, and it is joined with the help of which bond? It is joined with the help of the N-glycosidic linkage. Very, very important thing. How the sugar molecule ke saath nitrogen base, how can it be added? So it will be added with the help of the N-glycosidic bond, which is formed at the first carbon की position में. ठीक है? Now see, I am saying कि what are the naming? We have to know the names of nucleoside. बहुत ही minute, बहुत ही tricky question इस part से आ सकता है. So names of the nucleoside में क्या है बेटा देखो? Adenosine, guanosine. Guanosine. Okay. Definitely ये सारे न्यूक्लियोसाइड के नेम है. तो एक तो नाइट्रोजन बेस है, दैट इज एडेनाइन, और इसके साथ है शुगर. गुआनासाइन में भी गुआनाइन, उसके साथ शुगर. साइटोसिन मतलब सॉरी, इट शुड बी साइटिडिन. साइटिडिन मतलब इसमें साइटोसिन प्लस शुगर. नाउ माय क्वेश्चन इज दैट कि शुगर तो हमने दो तरह के पढ़ा था. एक था डीऑक्सीराइबोस शुगर and one is ribose sugar. So which sugar is attached here? So we should know that this one is ribose sugar. 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 So these are the nucleoside for the RNA. Now you will ask me कि मैम आपको कैसे पता है कि ये यहाँ सारे राइबोस शुगर है? मुझे नाम से पता है, क्योंकि अगर इसमें डीऑक्सीराइबोस शुगर यूज होता तो इनके नाम चेंज होकर डीऑक्सी ऐसे हो जाता. एंड देन वी विल से कि इनके जो कंपोनेंट है दैट इज द एडेनाइन नाइट्रोजन बेस प्लस इसके साथ जो है दैट इज द डीऑक्सीराइबोस शुगर, राइट? Like this. And it is a very important question. Often this question will come ki what are the components of deoxyadenosine or what are the component of the adenosine guanosine, like this. Okay. Next we are coming to the nitrogen bases will the component of the nucleotide. So in nucleotide there will be three components. Okay, in nucleotide there will be three components. What are these three components? Let's see. देखो बेटा न्यूक्लियोटाइड में always name के साथ, okay, first let me talk about how this nucleotide is formed. Okay, so this is the first carbon. I have told you to this the nitrogen base is formed, and this one CH2OH, this one is a fifth carbon. So to this fifth carbon, phosphate group will be added. And which bond is used to add this phosphate group? This will be the ester bond. How many ester bond is used here? Here only one ester bond is used. So it is not phosphodiester bond. We should say this is the फॉस्फोएस्टर बॉन्ड. अब देखो बेटा क्वेश्चन आ सकता है कि एक न्यूक्लियोसाइड के फॉर्मेशन में, इन द फॉर्मेशन ऑफ वन न्यूक्लियोसाइड which bonds are used. So we should know कि in case of nucleoside, only one bond is used, and that is the N-glycosidic linkage. N-glycosidic linkage. If I ask you that in nucleotides, which bonds are formed in nucleotide formation, there will be two bonds. One definitely will be the N-glycosidic linkage, which will be formed with the first carbon, and one will be the phosphoester bond. Asterisk it, because I am writing phosphoester bond. काफी सारे बच्चे इसमें confuse होते हैं. They always choose कि phosphodiester bond. No, cable nucleotide के formation में only one ester bond is there. So this is the phosphoester bond, which is joined with the fifth carbon. Now we are coming to the naming of the nucleotide. So with a nucleotide के naming में always acid ये नाम use होगी, like कि adenylic acid. Next will be guanylic acid. Next will be cytidyllic acid. Okay, next will be cytidyllic acid. ये सारे नेम है. अब बेटा एडेनाइलिक एसिड के फिर कंपोनेंट क्या हो गया? एक है एडेनाइन, एक है शुगर और एक है फॉस्फेट. Now you will tell me which sugar should be used here, ribose or deoxyribose?
Ribose.
Yes, it should be ribose sugar. If I add deoxyguanylic acid, then what will be the components? That should be guanine plus
Deoxyribose.
ribose sugar plus हो गए आपके phosphate group. Right? This is the naming of the adenylic acid. अब हमें एक चीज याद रखना है कि ये जो न्यूक्लियोटाइड है, सपोज दिस इज वन न्यूक्लियोटाइड, दिस इज वन न्यूक्लियोटाइड, दिस इज वन न्यूक्लियोटाइड, ये सारे न्यूक्लियोटाइड आपस में जुड़ के बनाते हैं वन स्ट्रैंड ऑफ डीएनए और आरएनए. सो इफ आई आस्क यू व्हाट इज द यूनिट ऑफ डीएनए, and in that the option given will be nucleoside, nitrogen base, phosphate group, like this. So our answer will be nucleotide. Nucleotide would be the unit of DNA. Now we will see how this nucleotide will get joined with each other. Okay, so see, for that first I will make one. First I will make one nucleotide. This is one nitrogen base, and here the phosphate group is joined with the fifth carbon. And see, this is what? This is the, here I am making the another nucleotide. Again, I am making another nucleotide. You can see here it is suppose the guanine and it is the phosphate group. Okay. So this is the second position carbon. This is the third position carbon. How this nucleotide will join? Look, in this third carbon, there is one hydroxyl group which will react with this phosphate group. So phosphate group will again make one ester bond with this 3' carbon, with the third carbon. Okay, so look, this is one ester bond, this is the second ester bond. So if I ask you, and in which carbons are used to make these ester bonds, you can see third carbon and fifth carbon. They are used to make this ester bond. How many ester bond is there? There are 2 ester bond. So if I ask you how the nucleotides will join with each other, we should know the nucleotides will be joined by 3', 5' phosphodiester bond. Phosphodiester bond. Okay, so it is joined by 3', 5' phosphodiester bond. Nucleotides are joined nucleotides are joined by 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. So ultimately what will happen? Ultimately, suppose this is one nucleotide, this is one nucleotide, this is one nucleotide, this is one nucleotide, and they will be joined by 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. This is what? This is the 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. And by this, we are making the phosphodiester bond. By this, we are making the backbone of the DNA. We are making the backbone of DNA, or we are making the backbone of RNA. Okay. Now see, another thing we need to focus, when we join several nucleotides with each other, we are getting, suppose this is one nucleotide. Okay, this is one nucleotide, definitely nitrogen base, and to this 5th carbon, the phosphate group is adhered. And again, see, this is another nitrogen base. To this, the phosphate group is adhered with the 5th carbon, and this is the 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. So you can see, and if I add more nucleotide like this, so आप देख सकते हो carbon is free. Here the 5th carbon is free. It can be joined with another 3 prime carbon. And at the one end, you can see at this end, the 3 prime carbon is free. So always एक DNA के जो एक strand है, उनके एक तरफ एक 5th carbon free है, जिसके साथ एक free phosphate group attached होते हैं, और दूसरी तरफ एक 3rd carbon है, जिसके साथ एक hydroxyl group, free hydroxyl group polarity हो जाता है. 5 prime polar end and one will be known as the 3 prime polar end. Okay, at the 5 prime polar end, one free phosphate group is present, one free phosphate group is present, and at the 3 prime polar end, one free hydroxyl group is present with the 3rd carbon. And here the free phosphate group is associated with the 5th carbon, right? So this is the 3 prime 5 prime polarity. Sometimes the question is come, why DNA is known as acidic in nature? What is the reason that DNA is known as acidic in nature? Due to this presence of the free phosphate group. Due to the presence of this free phosphate group with the 5th carbon, it is known as the acidic in nature. Okay, this is the basic structure of the DNA. Next, we should know that DNA is a double helical structure. There are 2 strands of DNA. So let's see how these 2 backbones are joined. Suppose this is one backbone, this is another backbone. Which bond is used to make the backbone of DNA? It is the hydrogen bond or ester bond or 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. Shobna, I think Divyankshi is in the waiting. It is showing Divyankshi is waiting. So please allow her.
You are the host. I cannot allow.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So if I ask you that which bond is which bond is responsible for making the backbone of DNA and giving you the option of phosphoester bond, 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond or hydrogen bond, what should be the answer? Which bond will make the backbone of DNA? What should be the answer, beta?
Ma'am, 3 prime 5 prime diester bond.
Yes, absolutely. 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond will make the backbone of the DNA. So suppose this is one backbone of the DNA, this is another backbone of DNA, which is made up of 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond, and nitrogen bases will always be projected inwardly. Always the nitrogen bases will be projected inwardly. ओके तो इस स्टैंड से भी नाइट्रोजन बेसिस जो है वो इनवर्डली प्रोजेक्टेड होता है. नाउ इन द नेक्स्ट प्लेस व्हाट विल हैपन, हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स आर फॉर्म. Hydrogen bonds are formed between these nitrogen bases. This is the hydrogen bond. So if the hydrogen bond is formed, it will join two backbone. So see, backbone is made up of 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond, but backbones are joined by the hydrogen bond. You can see somewhere I have made 2 hydrogen bonds, somewhere I have made 3 hydrogen bond. Why? Because one purine can always pairs with one pyrimidine. Adenine always pairs with thymine with the help of double bond, whereas guanine can also always pair with cytosine with the help of a triple bond. And this is mandatory. This is mandatory for the DNA structure. You can see that adenine is a purine and thymine is a and cytosine is a pyrimidine. So we can say that one purine pairs with one pyrimidine always, and these are complementary in nature. ऐसा नहीं कि एडेनिन साइटोसिन के साथ ज्वाइन हो सकता है, नहीं, कभी नहीं. Adenine always pairs with thymine with 2 hydrogen bonds, whereas the guanine will pairs with cytosine with the 3 hydrogen bond. Like this, the DNA structure will be formed. Okay. Next, we will see the DNA double helical structure, which is the model which was proposed by Watson and Crick. So we will now find the Watson-Crick DNA double helical structure. Watson-Crick double helical structure. Watson and Crick ने ये जो double helical structure दिया था, वो किसी बेसिक डेटा उनको मिला था और उसी डेटा के ऊपर बेस करके उन्होंने ये double helical structure propose किए थे. So where from they obtained this data? This data they will obtain from the X-ray diffraction method. X-ray diffraction method. X-ray diffraction technology, which was proposed by Miescher. मिशर के जो एक्सरे डिफ्रैक्शन टेक्निक था, उनके ऊपर उनके डेटा के ऊपर बेस करके वाटसन एंड क्रिक ने डबल हेलिकल स्ट्रक्चर दिया था. एंड व्हाट आर द पोस्टुलेट्स ऑफ दिस डबल हेलिकल स्ट्रक्चर? दे सेड कि डीएनए इज मेड अप ऑफ 2 strands. Okay, he said you can see that DNA is made up of 2 strands. And then he said the backbone, so DNA is made up of 2 strands. These strands are not straight. Rather, these strands helically coiled strands. This coiling will be always a clockwise turning. This one will be one clockwise turning. In the next step, they said that the backbone is made up of DNA will made up of 3 prime 5 prime phosphodiester bond. Phosphodiester bond. Okay. In the next part, they said कि these 2 जो hydrogen bond है, they shows they are anti-parallel in nature. What does it mean by anti-parallel nature? कि एक strand में यहाँ पर अगर 3 prime end है, इस तरफ अगर 5 prime end है, तो दूसरी स्ट्रैंड में जस्ट ऑपोजिट कंडीशन क्रिएट होगी. एक तरफ 3 प्राइम, दूसरे तरफ 5 प्राइम विल बी देयर. ओके, ये इन्होंने कहा था कि बोथ द स्ट्रैंड्स आर एंटी पैरेलल इन नेचर. दे सेड दैट बोथ द स्ट्रैंड्स आर एंटी पैरेलल इन नेचर. नेक्स्ट इन्होंने कहा था कि दोनों स्ट्रैंड जो है दे आर जॉइंड बाय hydrogen bond. Both the strands are joined by hydrogen bonds. So they say that both strands are joined by हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड. और उन्होंने ये भी कहा था कि हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड जो है दे आर ऑफ स्पेसिफिक साइड, दे आर complementary in nature. Always they are the complementary in nature. What does it mean by the complementarity? Complementarity के मतलब क्या है? Complementarity के मतलब है एक purine always pairs with one pyrimidine. Adenine always pairs with thymine with 2 hydrogen bonds, and guanine always pairs with cytosine with the 3 hydrogen bonds. Okay. In the next point, he said कि nitrogen bases जो है they are projected inwards. They are projected inwards. Okay. Next part में इन्होंने बोला था diameter के बारे में. What is this diameter? See, if this is one DNA strand, this is one DNA strand, तो इन्होंने कहा था कि इसकी जो thickness है, ये जो thickness है DNA के, that thickness should be 2 nanometer. This thickness should be 3 nanometer. फिर ये जो complete turn है, ये एक complete turn है. आप देख सकते हो यहाँ से एक turning शुरू हो रहा है और यहाँ जाके खत्म हो रहा है. तो ये जो एक कंप्लीट टर्न है डीएनए के, इस कंप्लीट टर्न के डिस्टेंस है 3.4 नैनोमीटर. 3.4 नैनोमीटर एक कंप्लीट टर्न जो है, दिस इज 3.4 नैनोमीटर. और इस 3.4 नैनोमीटर डिस्टेंस के अंदर 10 base pairs, what I'm saying, 10 base pairs can fit. 10 base pairs can fit in this one loop और 3.4 नैनोमीटर लेंथ के अंदर. एक बेस पेयर किसमें? लाइक कि एडेनिन एंड थाइमिन, ये दोनों मिलके एक बेस पेयर होता है. नॉट अ सिंगल 10 बेसेस, इट इज मेड अप ऑफ 10 बेस पेयर. ठीक है. तो दोनों बेस पेयर के बीच क्या डिस्टेंस है? सपोज कि दिस इज वन बेस पेयर के, दिस इज वन बेस पेयर. ऐसे टोटल 10 बेस पेयर फिट हो सकता है 3.4 नैनोमीटर के अंदर. So what will be the distance between two base pairs? Next question is, what will be the distance between two base pairs? So we should know 10 base pair अगर 3.4 एंगस्ट्रॉम डिस्टेंस के अंदर फिट हो सकता है, so 2 बेस पेयर के अंदर डिस्टेंस हो जाएगा 3.4 upon 10, that should be 0.34 नैनोमीटर. ठीक है. तो बेटा देखो यहाँ पर हमने डिस्टेंस के बारे में 3 डिस्टेंस हमें मिला है. एक है थिकनेस हमें मिला है 2 नैनोमीटर, एक हमें मिला है कि डिस्टेंस ऑफ वन लूप दैट इज 3.4 नैनोमीटर, एक हमें मिला है कि डिस्टेंस बिटवीन 2 बेस पेयर्स इज 0.34 नैनोमीटर. अब कहीं कहीं पर आपके नीट लेवल में नैनोमीटर के जगह पर आर्मस्ट्रॉन्ग यूनिट दिया जाता है. तो आप लोग बेटा बिल्कुल भी कंफ्यूज मत होना. कहीं पे भी किसी भी बुकलेट में आप एंगस्ट्रॉम के बारे में अगर कोई डेटा गिवन है, आप लोग वो पढ़ना भी नहीं है. आपको बस ये याद रखना है कि 1 नैनोमीटर इज इक्वल्स टू 10 एंगस्ट्रॉम. आप इतना बस पढ़ोगे. ठीक है. क्योंकि अगर आपके एंगस्ट्रॉम में आता है तो यू कैन कन्वर्ट इट. दैट मींस थिकनेस जो है वो है 2 नैनोमीटर और वी कैन से 20 एंगस्ट्रॉम. एक लूप के जो डिस्टेंस है दैट इज 3.4 नैनोमीटर और इट शुड बी 34 एंगस्ट्रॉम. नेक्स्ट अगर हम देखेंगे कि दोनों बेस पेयर के बीच में जो डिस्टेंस है दैट इज 0.34 नैनोमीटर, दैट मींस इट शुड बी 3.4 एंगस्ट्रॉम. तो कभी कभी क्या होता है, स्टूडेंट्स ऑलवेज गेट कंफ्यूज बिटवीन दिस डेटा. क्योंकि देखो आप इससे पहले यहाँ पर पढ़ते हो 3.4 नैनोमीटर जो कि एक लूप की डिस्टेंस है, और फिर बाद में जाके जब एंगस्ट्रॉम में करते हो तो आप लोग पढ़ते हो 3.4 एंगस्ट्रॉम इज द डिस्टेंस बिटवीन 2 बेस पेयर. ठीक है. तो इसमें बहुत जनों को कंफ्यूज होता है, कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट होता है, इसलिए मैं कहती हूँ कि आप लोग एमस्ट्रॉन्ग वाला यूनिट बिल्कुल भी मत करना, बिल्कुल एक ही यूनिट से पढ़ो, एक ही यूनिट से याद रखो। बस साथ साथ ये चीज याद रखना कि अगर आपके एमस्ट्रॉन्ग में ऑप्शंस है तो आप उसको एमस्ट्रॉन्ग में कन्वर्ट कर लो, ताकि कभी भी कोई कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट ना हो। सेकेंड, इस पॉइंट में एक बहुत ही बड़ा कंफ्यूजन क्रिएट होता है कि एक जैसे कि 3.4 बेस पेयर 3.4 नैनोमीटर, ये जो लेंथ है इसके अंदर 10 bases will be there और 10 base pair will be there. So this is a very very important point, क्योंकि ये बहुत ही माइन्यूट सा लाइन है, माइन्यूट सा वर्ड है जिसमें आप लोग कंफ्यूज हो जाते हो। तो we should know कि there should be 10 base pair, not the 10 bases. Right? Clear? Any doubt? Hello?
No, ma'am.
Okay. So now the thing is that ki next point we will see ki how this DNA will get the stability. We should know how the DNA will get the stability. One reason, okay. So now we are discussing ki how this DNA strands will become stable. Okay. So we should know there will be two things. One is the complementarity. Ki adenine always pairs with the complementarity. ये एक रीजन है स्टेबिलिटी के। सेकंड रीजन है कि हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स और यू कैन से नाइट्रोजन बेसिस stacks one over another. These are the two reasons which confers the stability to the DNA structure. How? What is the nitrogen bases stack one over another? Look, we are making the nitrogen bases like this, and they are joined by the hydrogen bond. So we can see एक के ऊपर एक, एक के ऊपर एक, एक के ऊपर एक, इस तरह से ये arrange होता है, and this will confer the stability to the hydrogen bases. Okay, next we will do some numerical based on this. So we should know जितने भी adenine है, okay, it is quite clear क्योंकि adenine जो है वो थाइमिन के साथ पेयर करते हैं, गुआनाइन जो है वो साइटोसिन के साथ पेयर करते हैं. So it is quite clear कि number of adenine should be equal to the number of thymine. Again, number of guanine should be is equals to number of cytosine. I think there will be no doubt in this. What we will do, suppose this is okay. Adenine के number would be equal to the number of thymine. Guanine के number would be equal with the cytosine. This is equation number 1. This is equation number 2. So if we'll add on these two equations, we are getting adenine plus guanine is equals to thymine plus cytosine, which will be the equation number 3. So we can see adenine and guanine क्या है? ये है purine. And thymine and cytosine क्या है? वो है pyrimidine. So we can also conclude that total number of purine would be is equals to total number of pyrimidine. ये third equation से ही आप बस side change कर लो. So what you will get? You will get A plus G by T plus C would be is equals to 1. And this is constant. This is constant for every species. This is constant for every living being. Bacteria में भी A plus G upon T plus C 1 है. Human में भी A plus G and T plus by T plus C ये 1 है. It is constant irrespective of all living organism. And another statement is there, that is A plus T upon G plus C. A plus T upon G plus C. This is constant but not equals to 1. This is constant but not equals to 1. फिर constant किसके लिए है? हर एक species में ये value differ कर जाता है. Like कि human में ये जो ratio है ये कुछ अलग है, ईस्ट के लिए कुछ अलग है, रैट के लिए कुछ अलग है, डॉग के लिए कुछ अलग है, लेकिन सारे ह्यूमन चाहे वो दिल्ली में रहने वाले ह्यूमन हो या फिर वो एंटार्क्टिका में रहने वाले ह्यूमन हो, सबके लिए A+D और G+C के जो वैल्यू है वो सेम होना चाहिए, दैट शुड बी कांस्टेंट, पर केवल ह्यूमन के लिए ही वो एप्लीकेबल है. सो सी वन मोर ट्रिक्स यू नीड टू नो कि आप बस इतना याद रखना, ए के नंबर थायमिन के इक्वल होता है, जी के नंबर साइटोसिन से इक्वल होता है. तो अगर हम इन दोनों को ऐड कर देते हैं, वी आर गेटिंग A+G इज इक्वल्स टू T+C, और इसी को जब हम साइड चेंज करते हैं, वी आर गेटिंग दैट A+G अपॉन T+C इज इक्वल्स टू 1. तो ये इक्वेशन नंबर 1 और इक्वेशन नंबर 2 के ऊपर बेस करके जितने भी फॉर्मूला हमारे ऑब्टेन होता है वो सारे स्पीशीज में कांस्टेंट होता है, बैक्टीरिया से लेके ह्यूमन तक सारे स्पीशीज में कांस्टेंट होता है. जो फॉर्मूला हमारे ये इक्वेशन नंबर 1 और 2 से हम डिराइव नहीं कर सकते हैं, लाइक देखो आप A+T एंड G+C, इसको आप इक्वेशन नंबर 1 और 2 से डिराइव नहीं कर सकते हो, so that will be constant but species specific, and these 4 rules are known as the Chargaff's rule. These 4 rules are known as Chargaff's rule. Okay, so Chargaff's rule के ये 4 स्टेटमेंट है. इसके ऊपर बेस करके कुछ न्यूमेरिकल्स है कि सपोज इन एन ऑर्गेनिज्म total 30% adenine is present, what will be the percentage? Will be the percentage of cytosine. What will be the percentage of the cytosine? ठीक है, adenine के percentage है 30%. So adenine is given 30%. Definitely thymine के भी जो है that will be also 30%. So total जो adenine plus thymine हो गए, that is the 60%. Definitely rest of the जो भी है वो guanine and cytosine है. So we should calculate कि guanine plus cytosine would be equals to 100 minus 60, that will be 40%. And we also know that number of guanine would be equals to guanine number of cytosine. That means cytosine would be 40 upon 2, that should be equals to 20%. Right? Like this, small numericals can come. Again, see, one numerical is there कि if in an organism, yes.
Ma'am, in previous question, why did you divide 40 by 2?
Because beta, because guanine के percentage always will be equal to cytosine. तो हमारा टोटल निकला था guanine plus cytosine is equals to 40%. और हमें निकालना था कि cytosine क्या है, इसलिए हमने क्या किया, इसको 2 से डिवाइड कर दिया. ठीक है बेटा, क्लियर? अब देखो एक क्वेश्चन ये है कि in an organism 500 nucleotide, 500 nitrogen bases are present. Bases are present, out of which 100 are adenine. How many hydrogen bonds are there? How many hydrogen bonds are there? Okay, note it down. You have noted down the question, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So now see. इसमें क्या है? 100 is the number of adenine, right? number of adenine is 100. Then number of thymine would be
100.
100. So total हो गए adenine and thymine के 200, right? Total number of nitrogen bases used here 500. Okay. So देखो बेटा 500 में से 200 को minus कर दोगे, that should be 300. So 300 will be the number of total number of guanosine plus cytosine. ठीक है, जिसमें guanine के नंबर हो गए 150 and cytosine के नंबर हो गए 150. ठीक है बेटा. अब एक चीज देखो, अगर हम ये कहते हैं कि टोटल हमारे पास 2 नाइट्रोजन या फिर 4 हो, लाइक कि एडेनाइन और थाइमिन के जो पेयर है वो 4 है, राइट? एडेनाइन और थाइमिन 4 है, तो 4 को जोड़ने के लिए हमें कितने हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स की जरूरत है? देखो, वी विल डू व्हाट, 4 into 2 and we are getting 8, राइट? हमारे पास टोटल एडेनाइन एंड थाइमिन कितने हैं? 100. सो 100 एडेनाइन को 100 थाइमिन के साथ जोड़ने के लिए हमें कितने हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स चाहिए? वी नीड कितनी हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स चाहिए? वी नीड 100 into 2. That should be 200 hydrogen bonds we need. Okay. And likewise हमारे पास टोटल 150 गुआनाइन है, जिसको हम ज्वाइन करेंगे 150 साइटोसिन के साथ विद द हेल्प ऑफ 3 हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स. तो उसके लिए हमें चाहिए 150 into 3, that will be 450 हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स. हमारा क्वेश्चन में ये था कि टोटल कितनी हाइड्रोजन बॉन्ड्स चाहिए. So total hydrogen bonds required will be 450 plus 200, that should be 650 hydrogen bonds. Right? Clear, beta?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So that is all for today. Now just you just do that. मतलब करो, आप बंद कर दो.